Should we do it?
I think we should.
Alright, let's do it.
Hey, what's up, Internet? Did we don't do it?
already open.
Great.
I
We faked it.
I
faked it.
I'll add it, yep.
Okay, the loudest crap. I'm Troy to the Max Extreme.
Dinosaur Neil.
And Ghost Hunter Dave.
Together we vanish as Imperius Rex.
Why do we vanish? Oh, because of the
blind
book
spot.
Right,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
You did read it.
I did! Most of it.
So, Troy, we're neck deep in our Junjiuary coverage.
You better believe I got a long neck. It's really deep.
That's right. Third episode, and today we're taking a look at a couple short stories, which, I mean, if we can be honest, that's where Junji really shines.
Cream of the crop.
That's right. And I believe these may have been hand-picked, or at least a curated selection of some of his best and brightest.
From Junji himself?
I don't know. So let's kick it right off.
Sure.
First one, Billions Alone.
Mm-hmm.
Corpses are found strewn across the city, all sewn together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also strange radio messages and flyers dropped from airplanes
Yes.
urging people to unite
Mm-hmm.
and come together.
Yeah.
Feels very quarantine related.
Yeah.
Because as it turns out, the only way to be safe in this is to get away from others. Because anytime anyone's in a big group, they get snatched up.
Mm-hmm.
Next morning, they're found stitched together in a
Mm-hmm.
terrible tableau.
Mm-hmm. Terrible.
Terrifying
Terrible.
tapestry.
Terrible. You become ornamental and a Christmas tree.
That's right. This is during the holiday season.
Or just centipeded with 100 other
That's
people.
true.
Yeah.
Or you're in a weird 69 forever.
Yeah.
There's a few of those. I almost screenshotted a few
69 forever.
Yeah.
Forever
Forever
that
now.
way. Yeah.
Let me go out that way.
Portions for two.
Yeah.
It follows kind of a recluse guy
Yeah.
who is avoiding all social interactions.
Dude, this guy should have never had anybody come check on him because he sounds like a complete loser.
Okay. So
Sorry.
this is
At least he wasn't tall.
Yeah.
Or really
Or
short.
short.
yuck.
As
So-
we established in our last episode.
He
They're the worst. There's a medium height, and if you're above or below that,
come on.
what are you doing?
Come on.
You're out.
So this kid, like the first time you meet him, somebody's like, "You haven't been anywhere in 7 years,"
His
and
mom.
you're like, "Yeah, you've been locked in your room for 7 years."
I have a son.
Yeah. And I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
that was the first thing to totally throw me off in this book.
Yeah.
I was like, this is already too fucked up for me being
Yeah.
in your room for 7 years.
Junji,
Yeah.
pump the brakes.
Yeah.
That's
Can't take
disgusting.
anymore.
Yeah.
But alright, I just want to talk about that one little fact. Can you imagine how much that's gotta fucking stink?
Oh, how
In
many
there?
how many tissues are piled?
Just
It's just
it's
his
holding up
drywall.
the
at this
house.
point.
It's a post.
It's toast.
Oh my lord. But yeah, disturbing fact that
Yes.
he's just
Yeah.
been locked in there for 7 years.
I love that. That's the most off-putting takeaway in a story where people are sewn together.
But it is, because I guess he's like
At least they didn't stink like they're used semen. God.
So does he drop out of school or something? He drops out in middle school?
I don't fucking know. That wasn't my biggest takeaway.
Shut up for a second.
All right.
So I don't know. He drops out, and then he thinks about this one chick that was nice to him once.
Yeah.
Turns out she's beautiful. Comes to check on him. Bullshit. She ever would. He stinks and lives in the house with his mom for 7 years.
Counterpoint, she wants to sew some bitch together, and I think he's one of them.
That's true.
Down for
But
sewing.
we
Reading
don't-
what she's sewing.
Yeah.
She can't be doing all the sewing.
Okay, so if we just want to jump ahead,
Yeah.
So the twist when he finally goes to meet her, he leaves his house. He's like, I know I shouldn't be out here. People are getting stitched up,
Yeah.
but I gotta check on this girl.
Yeah.
And he finds her sewing the family dog to her parents,
Yeah.
and that's the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, it's weird because they go to like this reunion. This one guy's like, I haven't seen you forever. Let's go to this class reunion.
Yeah.
And it's like,
We're adults now.
yeah, exactly. Like,
It's an adult party.
we're at the point in our
Have a
lives where
hamburger.
class reunions are the dumbest thing and the most repulsive thing you've ever heard of. But like,
Third most repulsive.
yeah,
Have you read this story?
Yeah, it's true. So
7 years, Neil.
what's funny is like he leaves the room for a second, comes back, everyone's gone, immediately sewn together.
Yeah. I'll just walk in here. Oh, you coming? Whoa! Gone in a flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't add up.
No.
It can't be her doing it all.
No.
So like, it's like, is it a mind control thing?
I
Is
took it as mind control.
I thought so too, because she's not flying the plane.
No, obviously not.
So it's just some kind of weird, like, possession type of thing where
yeah.
people are just sewing other folks together,
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe those pamphlets are really persuasive.
Yeah. There's probably a bitchin' coupon.
Yeah, I think the premise, excellent.
Yeah.
I thought it kind of dropped the ball a bit on the end because it was such a bewildering ending where you're just like, doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah. So it's like
Just need a little more. Give me one more hint.
That's exactly it. Because like I was gonna say, it doesn't make any sense. Not that every Junji Ito thing has to, because it's like the ambiguity of it is sometimes scary. But this is so ambiguous.
Yes.
It's like I need just a bit more.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of Jordan Peele's Us, where I could have done with a little less.
Yeah.
It was almost too explained to the fact where it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
This opposite.
Yeah. This reminded
I
me.
couldn't put it any better myself.
I mean, that's why we do the show.
Yeah. This reminded me of an episode of Hannibal.
Me
that
too.
show. Oh,
Yep.
you thought of the same
Yep,
episode?
I thought that too.
Yeah, where it's just like people are getting sewn together in like the same exact fashion.
Oh wow.
Pretty grotesque imagery though.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine getting sewn into somebody?
And it's like fishing wires pulling on everyone.
Yes.
Like, it's like
Oh.
gross.
Eyelids
Yeah,
and lips.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's gross.
Well, thank you. I think I'll pass on that one.
Did you see
Unless it's a 69, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't
There
know
was
if I want
one right in the middle of Christmas Square.
I mean,
They're living their best dead life.
that's a statement. And I would happily be involved in that statement. That is something that I will lay down my life for. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Can we move on? Can we all just...
I guess we can.
Yes.
All right, are we done? Anything else?
No, I got nothing else.
All right, well, let's all take a seat.
Oh, see what you did there.
I did a little thing to the thing that we're going to talk about.
What a highlight.
Yeah.
So, the next
What
one,
a highlight.
I would say maybe the best. Well, the best new story that
Yeah.
we've read in this collection.
Yes.
The Human Chair.
Mm-hmm.
This is pure Junji. This is peak Junji. Yeah. Where it's like buckets.
Oh, I
of-
know what you're gonna say, you bitch. Don't you say
Go ahead.
it. Don't
Go
you ruin it for me.
Go ahead.
Oh, God.
Now you do the Junji trivia.
He didn't actually write this one. This is a story that he adapted from somebody else.
That's right. And Edogawa Ranpo.
Yeah. But it's so Junji.
It's so
It's like it's our collective favorite of Junji stuff where it's like gross and buckets of laughs. And it's just like he puts in there's small details that we'll talk about that had me bussin'. Like I loved it.
So I'll spin it for you quick.
Yeah.
Please.
It is about a government official, not the main character. His wife is the main character.
Mm-hmm.
He buys a chair for his wife, who is a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sitting in it, getting some writing done, when suddenly she gets this notion, this wild hair up her ass, that maybe, just maybe, there's somebody living in that chair of hers. And from then on, chuckles aplenty.
Yeah.
She gets to the bottom of it, and turns out there is in fact a man living in that chair.
Yeah.
But that's not where it ends.
Nope.
And this is all a story within a story.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's your kink, buckle up.
Yeah.
Take a seat and hold on for the ride of your life.
Because there's a man in that seat.
Yeah.
There is. But there's room for two.
Oh
I bet
yes.
there is.
The floor is yours.
Okay, so Can we talk about just the visual of that man in the seat?
Yes! Because that is the screenshot I took of this book. Is
The profile one is great. That first one
yeah,
you see
the X-ray vision of him in the fucking seat.
of the woman sitting in the chair, and then like just a blacked out X-ray man also just behind her.
just
like,
getting his fucking face smushed by her back. Like,
So it's obviously a weird kink thing that this guy's into.
yeah.
So is he just rocking the boner of all boners
You
this
better
entire
believe
time?
it is.
When is it enough?
Never. When you're dead
Does
in
he
the
leave
back of
the
his chair.
chair?
Well, so maybe yes, but also maybe no.
Why would he want to?
So I feel like he probably does because I think she hears weird things in the night that maybe someone's scurrying around
Like
her house
flip,
or
flop,
something.
flaps?
Yeah, exactly.
She's sitting in there just like he's just beating off underneath her.
But
I want to talk about the smell.
don't
of
open
these
that chair.
stories. I feel like they're just constantly one-upping each other on what putrid
Yeah.
stench must emanate from these instances.
And this ties perfectly to my favorite shot of this book is the back of the exposed chair.
the incredible
where they're-
cross-section.
No, well, this is when they cut open one, and it's
Yeah.
like you can see where someone would sit, and he's got shelves with like open cans of beans. And shit. That was my favorite thing of the whole book, where it shows like what he's living on these little shelves. Does he just go like? Like licking beans out of a can over his shoulder and shit, like
Yeah.
he's farting up a storm
Of
in
all
his chair.
things, fucking sustaining himself on beans
And
and
getting
pleasure.
off. Yeah.
So, I also want to bring up another fact. So, like, there's a point where this governor or whatever he is goes to bed on the floor with his wife, and they hear like a tussle going on in the next room over, and it's like weird sound effects like you've never read before.
These onomatopoeias off the
flip
chain.
flop, flip flop, flip flop. So what I pictured,
From the creator of Schloop.
what I pictured was almost like a chair transformer situation.
Oh!
Where he stands up and he's just like flop, 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 and he's like flopping around the room. And then when they come in, he's like, and transforms back into the chair. That's
He's
the
just been holding that pose.
That's the only logical explanation I can hear for those flip flop floops going on.
I
Any
think,
arguments?
yes, the can of beans speaks more volumes, I think.
Damn it.
I
Big
feel like
bested.
I feel like he can zip it open and get out of there.
But there's no zipper.
He's got to get beans somehow, though. I feel like okay, what was it?
What are the logistics of him getting out of that chair?
He's probably an upholsterer, so maybe he can do it from the inside. He's talented, but you can't live on many cans of beans. So
I just picture Ace Ventura when nature calls.
oh,
Coming out of his ass.
Out the rhino.
Or Frank.
Frank from the couch.
This is almost a legit adaptation.
Yeah. There gets to a point where this person I don't know, falls in love with the person inside the chair.
I don't know.
Or
I don't know.
there's like a
Almost happens as an afterthought.
Yeah.
Because eventually her husband sits in the chair and the guy just
stabs.
knifes him.
Yeah.
I don't get his endgame there. It's
Yeah.
like,
Stabs him
all
in
he
his
had to
lower
do
back. And he's
was
like,
not.
Ow!
All he had to do was nothing. And he quit the charade. He's like, there's no one in this chair, I'll prove it. And then for the first time ever, the guy, I need to stab.
That's true.
And then they discover that there was a man in there. And then
Housed
the
in
woman.
this chair.
Yeah. And then I guess, going forward, the woman was like, this chair doesn't feel right. Real
Yeah.
Goldilocks situation.
Yeah. Princess and the Pea.
Yeah.
That's
Turns out
the
he
man.
was the chair for her.
Yeah.
And as it goes on, they end up being sewn into the chair together.
Yeah.
And that is where their bodies remain.
Yep.
All being told through a secondhand upholsterer who's trying to.
Who is
Kind of-
also the
No, who's like the
offspring
offspring of the
of the-
people who
yeah,
died in the
chair
chair.
people.
And is he trying to sell this woman that chair?
Yeah.
I like that she's also like, a writer or something. She comes in, I need a good chair. Well, I don't show everybody this. We're coming to the back room.
Yeah.
Like, and then you see all this backstory or whatever, and then
he's
he's like,
very long.
he's like, no, I just don't show everybody this. And like, literally opens up the back of the chair. See these skeletons? I'm their son.
Yeah.
I love you. That's like, whoa.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
Also, I'll take the chair.
Yeah.
So that was a good one. That might be the highlight. It's
Yeah,
hard to
this was
follow.
one
that
that's
chair.
hard to tell.
However, this one did have the best short story of all time, which we've talked about, but we'll get to.
That's right. But before that, let me talk about An Unearthly Love. In this one, it didn't make a huge impression on me until I had to go back and kind of reacquaint myself to it, and then I was like, oh yeah, that one's really fucked up too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is about a handsome man who marries his new wife, but she's convinced that no matter how much he tells her he loves her, there's another woman. There's someone else that's kept his attention divided. So she follows him out to the shed where he goes every night after they make love and have their nighty nights.
Yeah.
And she just hears him like talking and carrying on up there, but she can't get a good look at what's going on.
Yeah.
Finally, she gets her way up there, looks around, nothing, sees an old trunk. It's like, what's in this? Opens it up. It's a weird old doll.
Yeah.
She's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. So she waits. Next night, guy comes out and just full-on bangs this doll. And it's not like a sex doll.
No.
It's like an old...
Porcelain doll.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this thing is his whole world. So she destroys it with good reason.
Yeah.
And then she like goes down back to bed and they have their intercourse and then he's like, all right, well, good night. I'll
They have
see
their
ya.
nightly intercourse.
Yep.
Yeah.
He goes off to the shed and she's just kind of like waiting like,
Got this.
see how this plays out.
Yeah.
He doesn't come back. She goes and checks on him. He's beside himself and committed Harry Carey
Yeah.
and killed himself,
Yeah.
mangled his own body
Yeah.
to resemble that of the destroyed doll.
Yeah.
And, guess the doll won
That's
that
that.
one.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
You know what was even more disturbing than like the doll thing? Just like the few panels where he's just like, oh, I love you, I love you, I
I
love
love you, I love you, I love
Sick.
you, I love you. If I
Right?
say it enough, maybe I'll convince myself
Right?
and I don't need this fuck doll.
you.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to go up to my wife, Chelsea Danger,
Let's hear this.
and it was like, oh, I love you, I love you. And she'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Tell it to your doll.
Yeah, quit barking up this tree, you horn dog. That's what she would literally say to me.
And has said.
Yeah.
Yes, many times. So that's more disgusting than the doll thing to me.
Telling your wife you love her.
Just like you could almost like see him like slither it out of his mouth. That was like the disgusting. Look at his little thin lips.
Yeah.
Like his gaunt cheeks just saying. Like disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
Also, you fuck a doll.
Yeah,
You
he looked.
suck those glass tits. Like, get out of here.
Certainly did. This one went places, but I didn't expect it to go.
Real freak. He deserved a Harry Carey
He looked tired though. He looked real tired all the time. Probably
That's because he got no sleep
Fucking
fucking her and
He's
then
got
fucking the doll.
Yeah.
2 women he's bouncing back and
Just
forth.
busting 2 nuts a night.
Oh!
Yeah,
Just
good
two.
Lord, he's probably saving the good one for the doll.
Can you save the good one? What's
This
the
was
next
also
one?
by the author of the chair.
No way.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
An inanimate man. Weird.
Yeah.
Inanimate man. It's hard to say.
Next one, the titular Venus in the Blind Spot.
Mm-hmm.
This one went on a wild ride, which
Yeah.
again, it kind of lost me as I had to think back to it on what all happened.
Yeah.
I think the premise is fun enough.
This one wasn't one of my favorites either.
This
For it to
felt
be-
like a Black Mirror episode to me.
Yeah.
Especially the White Christmas episode where they can
Yeah.
like block people out. That's
Yes.
very much what this is.
Very much
This
so.
has the perfect, like the classic Junji Ito like thing of a bunch of men love a woman, and it's just like, this is the weirdest shit, but
Yep.
carry on.
Yeah, the daughter of like this president of the UFO society
Yeah.
is beautiful, and all these guys suddenly decide they're really into UFO.
Yeah.
And they're just, once again, kind of like in Remina, they're
Yes.
just like trying to outdo each other. They're like, oh, I really like UFOs. Oh yeah, I was abducted by aliens. Oh, well, I think I was abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
And she couldn't give a shit about any
Yeah,
of this, it
yeah.
seems like.
Yeah.
But as all these horn dogs are pining for her dad he's like, okay, guys, are we here for my daughter? Or are we here for the UFOs?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
really, this is about the UFOs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he abducts these men one by one as they gain entrance into the UFO society.
Yeah.
And he implants a probe in their brain.
Yep.
And then his daughter wears these earrings that when they're close to the probe, it blocks her out of their vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, as she approaches them, she just disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what struck me is, like, they're all just kind of quiet about it.
Yeah.
And it seems to take them a long time to just be like,
So can anyone see her?
hey, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it goes on like that for quite
Yeah.
a while.
It's like that first time you see her, like, I don't want to say it, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I can see her.
Yeah.
Just need that one person to start saying it,
Yeah.
like, thank you, I don't know.
I couldn't see her even harder!
Yeah.
Venus, I can't see you the most!
We better butcher you.
See what she looks like on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is what happens. They
Yes!
fucking just kill her.
Yeah.
And then the newest member, who, I also like, as new members come in, all the other ones are jealous because the new one can see her for a
Yeah.
short time.
Yeah.
They're like, fucking new blood over here. Seeing
She
her.
likes UFOs.
Yeah.
As much as me.
And then, like, the final page, it doesn't really mean anything, but I think it's kind of a cool takeaway from it. Once she dies, and I guess all the probes and the earrings kind of wear off, like, the after image of her is burned into their retinas.
Mm-hmm.
And they, like, it's all they can see then. It's like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, gotcha.
But
Gotcha
now
at the
it's
end
over. Let's talk about this licking woman.
Oh yeah. Old poison tongue herself.
Fuck. I think I forgot this one.
Well, okay. Well,
Strap yourself in.
let's regale you. So
Get yourself in a comfy chair.
there
You
is
can read along as
Yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
yeah, let's do it. People on the street walking around.
People on the
People on the street. Sipping it up. And yeah. Okay.
Alright.
There's
A ghastly woman.
There's a ghastly woman who tends to turn around and have a giant, grotesque-looking tongue just stick
prowling
out
the
of her
streets.
mouth.
Look at this cracky
That's
looking
it.
tongue. Looks like the
And-
desert.
Yes. She is licking people around town. And that's pretty much it. And when you get licked,
The end.
you die.
Yep.
Unless you don't. And that's what the main character's symptom is, essentially. She's licking, like, people, dogs lick
dogs.
them, yeah,
Yep.
dogs lick their masters, they all get these boils, and they die.
Yes.
Oh,
Real
So-
typhoid Mary.
So this woman really wants to be like, I hate this woman, I'm gonna kill her.
I
Yeah.
hate this licking
Yeah,
woman.
yeah.
Anyone else hate her?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, they arrest her,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, we don't have enough evidence to hold her.
Yeah, mental
I don't think
institution.
it's her. We're gonna let her go. Immediately, she's back on the streets,
Yep.
licking anything that comes across.
Yeah.
And yeah, the main character meets up with another woman in the bar, and they're like, I think we can stop her.
Yeah.
I think we can smear some balm,
Cyanide.
some cyanide balm on her skin,
Yeah.
and then invite her to have a good lick,
Yeah.
and it'll kill her.
Yep.
And it does.
It really does.
But it's not the end of her tongue.
No.
The real villain of the story, I
Her
guess.
tongue grows to gigantic proportion and leaps from her face. Or no, it's ripped out. It's actually ripped out
He's
from her
there.
face, and then it like grows.
And
It like
plops.
grows. Yeah.
Rips and plops.
Yep. The old rip and plop.
Yeah.
And then it ends up kind of possessing the main character.
Yeah.
And when she meets this wonderful man, she's having a smooch.
Get a lick.
And it grows out.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh god.
Now she's the licking woman.
Yeah.
Momentarily, and then she
Then
dies.
she's dead.
And then the tongue plops out again and just bounces,
jumps away.
and bounces down the alley.
Yes.
And that's that.
So the most disturbing part of this story is how there's a woman in a bar who can easily come across cyanide.
Yeah.
I found that probably the most strange, where she just nonchalantly, again, this is in Junji fashion, he ain't got time for details. So he's like, I can get cyanide, we'll put it on her skin. Is that safe? Yeah, just don't put
Just
it in your
don't
mouth.
lick it.
Yeah, okay.
So here's the other twist to this. The woman in the bar who gives her the cyanide is the licking woman.
The licking woman. Yeah. Like, and that
I don't know. Why?
Well, that was interesting too, because they have that conundrum. Was like, what, did she want to kill herself? What was going on? I don't know. Yeah, who knows?
Oh my. This girl looks like local reference Greg Davis's ex-girlfriend. You know who she is?
Sorry if you're watching this.
Sorry if you're watching this, but you got a nasty ass tongue, you bitch.
I can guarantee she's not. You can say whatever you want. So,
Yeah.
cut loose.
That's true. Your tongue looks like a liver.
Is she a nice person?
Nah, I don't like her that much.
Okay. Because of the tongue? Or as a person?
Yeah, I don't like
Bit
her
of
in
both.
solidarity because I like Greg Davis.
Okay. Alright.
Still working on the gold room?
I don't think so.
All right. Make me a burger at the gold room, Greg Davis. Dance.
If anyone could take away anything from this, Greg Davis is a maverick. He's a maverick and a marvelous human being.
Yeah. Glad he rid himself of that tonguey woman.
That's it.
Alright. Should we end the show? Now, there's a couple more. We're going to be quick with these because some of them we've covered, some of them aren't that memorable. There's one, Master Umez and Me.
Yes.
Not a horror. It's more of like an autobiographical examination of Junji Ito's life.
Yeah.
And this author who kind of inspired him to get into manga.
Yeah, this one was kind of like it's nothing like anything else in this book. Like, even reading it through, I'm like, when's the shoe gonna drop?
Yeah.
Just nothing. It's like, these are just real people. I don't want to read this.
This is real.
Another one that I wasn't big on, How Love Came to Professor Kirida?
Sure.
Yeah. And this was another adaptation from an original story by Robert Hitchens. This one's about an asshole writer haunted by the ghost of a student who loved him that he constantly belittled until she committed suicide.
Wow.
Not funny. He invites a priest to visit him and help him with his research as he's writing a book, and then constantly belittles the priest as well. The priest shares that he had his own story of a woman that was in love with him that he spurned, and then finally the ghost of the suicide victim tries to fuck the author until he dies of a heart attack. And also there's a talking parrot that might be the conduit to the spirit realm.
Got him.
Classic.
Eh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It,
Same.
It felt most kind of like an old-timey ghost story, but it
Yeah.
it didn't have a very Ito-y twist or anything to it. And I didn't quite get if the ghost was a suicide woman or if it was the one that the priest had mentioned. And
I'm
if
not
it
entirely
wasn't,
sure.
why was that even brought up?
I don't know.
Unimportant.
Yeah.
What about this parrot?
Get to the bottom of this.
I think maybe he
parrot's
just
a
wanted to draw a
blast.
parrot. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Just one. Oh, here's the parrot.
Look at him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good parrot.
It's a good bird.
Yeah.
And I'm not a bird lover.
Yeah.
To be honest.
He
Dirty
wants,
birds.
he wants my bird.
Okay.
There's a
So-
boat.
There is a boat. I'm going to jump ahead to the last story because I want to circle back for the two that precede it. Last story, Keepsake. Very disturbing short story. This one opens with a baby being heard crying from a
Graveyard, yeah.
Yes. And they dig it up, and there's a live, just birthed baby
Yeah.
in the coffin with a woman that's been dead for 9 months.
Yes.
And they're like, that's different.
Yeah, this doesn't happen often. Turns out, might happen more often than you'd expect.
At least one more time by the end of the story. So it turns out this... Yep.
Yeah.
We got a little shit. Probably gonna grow up short, too.
Yeah.
So the husband of this deceased woman is now remarried, like his housekeeper. His mistress, they call it. Which seems... do they have the same term for mistress as we do in America?
Not sure.
Maybe not. But it turns out he couldn't have... hold on.
I'm holding.
All right. He couldn't have a child with his first wife.
Yeah.
And his mistress convinces him to poison his wife so they can be together.
Yeah.
When she dies, he bones her. And then 9 months later, the baby is born out of this dead woman.
Yes.
And they raise it as their own, along with their own child that he and the mistress have now.
And it's that.
And it's that kid.
Yeah. It's a weirdo kid who stands at the sidelines looking at, like, bugs and shit.
Makes all the other kids uncomfortable.
Yes.
By just staring at them. So much so that the mistress, now wife, hates this kid. Just, like, ties him to a tree in the yard because she doesn't want to deal with him.
Yeah.
And they get to the bottom of the whole thing. He had sex with the dead woman. And eventually the mistress dies then.
Yes.
And the story ends with the cries coming from her grave now. Because this guy just can't stop fucking dead women, apparently.
Yeah.
So he's got a whole trunk load of ghastly children with big old dead eyes.
Yeah.
Chapped ass lips.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one's
Maybe they're funny, though.
They got sweet jokes. This one was pretty creepy. And, yeah, like, kind of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit lewd for old Junji.
Yeah.
I mean, guy had sex with a doll repeatedly earlier, but that was an adaptation. This is Junji left to his own devices.
Yeah.
This is what I could have used more of in Frankenstein. Victor sticks his hog in one of them corpses.
Yeah.
Breathes some life of his own.
Burst the monster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Golly.
All sewn up still for some reason.
Still an 8 foot tall big bitch.
Really long, baby. Yeah. Oh, man. So as we're losing steam on this, Junjiuary, it's coming to a close here. What better way to cap it all off than to revisit 2 classics? One I'm going to touch on briefly. Probably my favorite Junji Ito story. I would say The Enigma of Amigara Fault.
Yeah.
I think it was actually the first story I read from him. I'd heard it was great, and I'd never read a manga. I was like, let me check this out. Left me shook. I was like, my God, is that his thing? Is that like what all of them are?
It took me forever to learn how to read backwards.
Yeah. Turns out you just turn the book upside down and then do a handstand. But I think that's great. Fantastic story.
Awesome.
No notes. I think it's perfection.
Yes.
And I think he's even gone on record as saying, like, it's what he believes is the best thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Terrific.
What I'm not going to say makes it better, but makes it a little bit more fun is the King of the Hill interpretation. This is
Yes. It just keeps giving.
Yeah.
So good. Yes. So that is in here. Another reason to pick up this collection, if you haven't already read that, it contains one of the best.
Yep.
Yes.
However, following a very close second, immediately behind, and depending on your mood, maybe the best story ever written.
You see these? They don't got shit on
Garbage.
They're trash. Yeah.
There's something about being able to tell such a perfect story in such a succinct number of pages. We don't need to ruin it with details. Like, how did this guy get under a post? Or, why won't he let his family help him? What is he hiding? But of course, I'm talking about the true blue ribbon baby.
Yeah.
The sad tale of the principal post. A story near and dear to our hearts and chests and backs.
Yeah.
That is reprinted here in color.
Yeah.
Technicolor.
Oh
Just-
my God.
Just when you think you've seen it all.
Yeah.
I will say, I think I prefer the stark, real black and white,
Yeah.
but it was wonderful to read it,
Golly.
It's just as good the first time you've read it. You can read it 100 times. It's just a man angry that he's under this goddamn post. But his family's... They just got this house. They're not going to break the principal post to save their poor dad. And he's going to die under there. And he does. No!
He's just gonna die under that post. And there he is.
It fucking just... He's alive, then one page, you turn it, he's a skeleton.
That's that.
It's awesome.
But that's not that. I really took an in-depth look at this. I have a couple quotations from this that I really spoke to me. The wife. What happened to you? The dad. Looks like I'm being crushed by the post. He continues. It's a long story. Finn.
Quality.
The last lines from the omniscient narrator. He still remains under the principal post, and now no one will ever know how he ended up getting underneath it.
God damn it.
Is it a metaphor for the Japanese culture and its insistence to the man's duty to provide, to support his family?
Or was it a foolish man who got trapped under a post? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
It's important to ask the questions, but not necessarily expect an answer.
Yeah.
It is whatever you make of it.
There's
a post within all of us.
There's a post on all of us.
There sure is.
This is the perfect Junji Ito story because it encapsulates my favorite quality of Junji Ito is that he doesn't have to tell you fucking anything. Like, you're begging for an answer. You want the answer. I think that's the point of this, is that, like, he's written all these stories. It's like, how do all these people go through this rock wall and turn up weird on the other side? It's like, fuck you, that's why it just happened.
Fuck you, he's under the post.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be under the post?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Like, it's just
Keep turning wise.
incredible. Yeah. Oh, you're going to turn the page and think there's going to be more? Guess what? It's the end of the book.
Guess what? Skeleton.
Skeleton. Yeah.
God damn. And it's a Junji Ito dad.
Yeah.
Which are always the best character. If there's a dad involved, you know he's going out a hero.
Yeah.
Providing for his family against all odds.
Yeah.
Against all posts. This truly is the foundation every Junji Ito story is built upon.
Oh, shit.
God. One wonderful dad.
One wonderful
One
post.
mysterious
Yeah.
post. How did he get in there? We don't know.
Yeah.
Why was he in there? We don't know.
Some things we're not meant to know.
No.
The universe is full of mysteries.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just lay down and let it smush into the ground.
Oh, what a wonderful story.
God, really brought it all
Glad
back
we could
around.
revisit.
Yeah.
We should talk about this every year.
We do.
Oh, yeah, we do. So far, we have.
So,
Is that going to do it for this?
I think that wraps it up. You know what? I planned on that being the end of Junjiuary. It's going to be 3 and done.
Mm-hmm.
But as we've discussed, there is a Netflix adaptation that just happened, an animated series. And there's a couple short stories that I stumbled on that might be too good to just leave off. So I don't want to say we're completely done with Junjiuary just yet. We might be done. Junjiuary is not done with us. I should say. So stay tuned. We're all under the post right now. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Don't know. Mm-hmm.
Well, folks out there, what did you think of this Junjiuary experience?
Yeah, should we have done it in June where it made more sense with the name? Jury's still out.
Yep. Yep, as in the jury. I'm fine with us doing it right now.
So let us know in the comments down below. If you'd like to join this conversation more so often, you can do that with our Discord.
Yep.
And you get that with a little donation to access to our Patreon.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. And if you would happen to like merch with me under a post, it's on redbubble.com.
That's
You
right.
know it.
That's right.
So let's start a chat in the comments down below of what you think of Junji Ito's work. What do you think of posts? What do you think of chairs?
Oh my god.
Let us
All
let us know.
spooky. Let us know how spooky down below. 1 to 10. Let
Yes.
us know.
That's
Yes.
right. Anything we missed? Anything that was absent from our Junjiuary coverage? Like,
Yeah.
what's the Junji Ito top tier for you?
Yes.
And have we covered it yet?
Yeah.
Mhm.
If we have, keep your mouth shut. Keep your dumb fucking mouth shut.
wanna
If we
post it?
haven't, let us know. Maybe we'll sneak it
Yeah,
in.
keep your taller, short ass shut. But that's gonna be it for this episode. So thanks for joining us once again. But until next time, I have been Troy to the Max Extreme.
I've been Dinosaur Neil.
I've been Ghost Hunter Dayton.
We've been Imperius Rex. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.